Jai Hind students, I am going to explain you module 1 of chapter 5 working with layers. In this module, you will learn how to select a layer, rename a layer, add a new layer. Layers are like transparent sheets that can hold objects and stack on top of each other. Layers are useful while developing a big animation movie. When you have to use a number of objects, it is always better to distribute the objects in different layers as it makes the work process much easier. Layers allow you to organize the artwork, animation and other elements of your movie. You can draw and edit objects on one layer without affecting the objects on another layer. Although you can activate one layer at a time, yet you can select more than one layer at once. You can add a number of layers, hide and lock the layers, change the position of the layers, delete the layers and even customize the layers as well. When you add an object in a layer, the file size increases. The standard view of the layer is shown in a figure. Selecting a layer. Let us understand how we select a layer. To make a layer active, either select the layer in the timeline or select a stage object in the layer. The active layer is highlighted in the timeline and is indicated with a keyframe navigator controller icon. Let us understand. SWF is an animates output file that is developed while testing or publishing an animate movie. Now, let us understand how we rename a layer. Method 1. Select the layer which you want to rename. Double-click on the layer name and type the new name. Now, let's understand what is a method 2. Right-click on the layer name, select the property option from the context menu, or you can also do it by using Modify tab, then go to Timeline, then select Layer Properties from the drop-down menu. The Layer Properties dialog box appears. Type the new name in the name text box and click on the OK button. Now, know the fact. Always name the layers with a short meaningful names that indicate the type of content stored in it. Okay children? Now let's understand how we add a new layers. For adding the new layer, click on the new layer button at the bottom of the timeline. Or You can also select it through the Insert tab, then go to the timeline, then select the layer. A new layer appears above the selected layer and the new layer becomes the active layer. Changing the order of layers. The order of layers on the timeline determines the order of the different objects that appear on the stage. When images on different layers overlap, objects in the upper layer appear on the top of objects in layers below them. To change the order of the layer, click on the layer name that you want to move and drag it to the required position. Now, to place the elephant layer behind the fence layer, click on the elephant layer in the timeline. Drag the elephant layer downward to place it below the fence layer. Let us understand how to hide and show a layer. You can hide the layer to view the content on the other layers. While hiding the layers, you have the option either to hide all the layers in your document at once or hide the layers individually. For it, click on the eye icon above the layer. A white cross symbols appear in the eye column. You will find that all the contents disappear from the stage. Now, click on each white cross symbol one by one in the column and observe that the content on the layer reappear on the stage. Now, let's understand how to lock a layer. You can lock the layer to avoid any further change to the content. For that, you need to click on the fence layer to make it active. In the timeline, click on the white dot under the lock column. A padlock icon appears indicating the layers is now locked. Using the selection tool, try to drag the fence draw on the stage. You will not be able to do so because the fence layer is locked. That's enough for today. Stay home, stay safe. Bye bye, children.